Fort Lewis can come up with an insurance goal or two because, wow, just if she breaks away one time, this star player from Highlands, that could be a score for them. We've had the kickoff, and it's Fort Lewis going to the southern end, that's the college end, the campus end, in the second half. If you've just joined us, it's 1-0, first game of a double-header. We have just started the second half. It's 1-0 Fort Lewis, as Fort Lewis trying to come forward from welcome, and Hayley Halenga's chasing it, but the flag's up. Nobody realises it, the referee hasn't looked. Finally, beautiful game of day for soccer, that is, as a long kick up towards a welcome, and she heads it back towards Niffen. Beautiful chest trap by Niffen to work it towards the boundary, but there's too many opponents there, and they do get the cross in Highlands, but stabbed away by Egbaum to Barden, who tries to go around the player, loses the ball to Highlands, and there was too many players there. They swamped Barden as she was trying to get it away, and it's run all the way over to the western side of the field, where the number 14 for Highlands has it. Tries to go around, that's Streetle. Streetle gets tangled up with her. I think it's going to be a foul against Fort Lewis, but let's see how the referee calls it. Yes, he's took a long time to put his hand up there, and finally points towards New Mexico end. I think that was probably the right decision, but he took a bit too long to decide that, and that caused everybody in the bleachers to boo. And but I think that might have been the right call anyway. In refereeing, you have to make an instant decision to convince everybody you know what you're doing, but I think he got that right. As let's see what's going on here. The linesman is telling somebody to move back. I guess that was the Streetle on the wall, as it were. And here's a long kick coming into the box. Beautiful header by Egbaum. Little Egbaum standing there on the 18-yard line, heads it straight back in the right direction for Fort Lewis. Canis is in defence. She's chasing that number 19, who turns away from her, has to go horizontal across the field. Streetle takes a toe poke at it, forcing New Mexico Highlands back. Well, this is great the way Fort Lewis have come out, and they're chasing hard against Highlands. The ball booted forward by Highlands. Riley's there, and she heads it out of bounds. Down she goes, and that's going to be a throw-in. Oh, I think Riley's going to get the free kick for the push in the back here. Yes, she is. Good play by her. Her parents are here today too, and we love to see that. Riley walks away holding her solar plexus a little bit. I think she landed rather hard, but she's totally fine. And Shoemaker's going to have the free kick, and she boots it up over Benavides' head. Comes back by Highlands. Here's them coming forward, and that number 7's got the ball, almost flicked it through to a colleague there through the defensive line, but stopped by Fort Lewis. Benavides back there helping out, and she's way over on that western side of the field. She's just going to boot that ball forward. Couldn't find a pass there. It's in the general direction of Halenga, but Canis goes up in the air. The ball's just bouncing around. Players having trouble looking into the sun there. Just booted forward. A mile offside is that Highlands player, but the referee didn't raise the flag because the ball went out of bounds anyway. And let's see what happened here. Came in soccer, that means you can throw it in again. As bounces towards Halenga, and now poked towards Halenga. Oh, that defender just got a toe in there at the right time. Whereas Canis was trying to pass to Halenga. Here's Welcome. She's on the ball, and she touches it towards Niffen, who strikes it along the ground, but Egbaum was running away from that ball, and here comes Highlands again. Oh, they're showing a bit of verve here in this second half as they try to get back into this game. Highlands, as the ball sent all the way down to the corner with Niffen, and she's going to just kick it out of bounds. Cleverly turns around and just kicks that out of bounds. Faked going inside, but that was too dangerous. Kicks it out of bounds to throw into Highlands. Is that dangerous player. Now it's booted across the box. There's no one there for Highlands, and that's lucky because it was a beautiful kick across the box, headed on by Streetle. First to poke it back in the right direction for them, but not a pass there. Riley gets a little header. She's going to be able to kick it now and just has time to boot it. There's beautiful fly trap there by Canis. The wrong direction. There's Riley coming through. Down she goes. Yes, she gets the trip. The referee looked to see if that was going to be advantage from about 30 yards out, but no. So he blew the whistle. That's very good refereeing. He waited to see if that was going to be an advantage as the ball came through off Riley, but no. So she gets the free kick, and let's see. It's about 13 yards ahead of the half line. That makes it about 40 yards out from goal. Shoemaker can kick it this far. Everyone's lined up around the penalty spot. Let's see what happens here. And there's the ball dumped into the box. It's dangerous too. And there's Canis with the header. No, it was Shoemaker, I think. She's just been able to keep that down. What a beautiful service by Shoemaker from 40 yards out. The ball bouncing around the middle of the field, hooked over the shoulder by Highlands. That fooled everybody and has fallen to Highlands. Still a long way out. That player's sprinting for the box. covered by Shoemaker and by Riley. Oh, they're both fast too. Knocked into the box, no again. It's getting into the box and turning and shooting on goal. Here's the ball in the middle of the field, lovely little flick on header, and it's run to Halenga, and now it's run to Canis. Here's the ball shot back towards Halenga. She's onside. She's going to shoot at the goal. It ricochets off. Oh, that would have been a hard one. She was a 45-degree angle and about 20 yards out from goal, Halenga. It would have been hard to beat the keeper from there, but she turned and hooked it sideways hard. Ricochets off the Highlands defender. Out of bounds. That'll be a corner kick. And Egbomb's going to take a quick one. Halenga's there. No, she isn't. She faked taking a quick one, and now Halenga needs to get back right in the middle of the goal because she's one of the taller players on the Fort Lewis team, maybe the tallest player. And there she is now running back to the goal. Here comes the ball from Egbom. Not a bad one either. Headed again by Canis. It comes back on by here today, and we're about 9 minutes into this second half, and it's Fort Lewis 1 and Highlands 0. Fort Lewis leading, but they're going to try to keep that score the way it is. As down goes Canis. Oh, she's a tough player. We like Emma Canis because she always competes for the ball, and she competed then. Down she went. This referee said she was tripped or pushed in the back. It's a free kick for Welcome, and she's about 38 yards out from goal and a bit over towards this eastern side of the field, and she's going to curl a long one in. Everybody around that penalty shot. Oh, it's a lovely kick too. Up in the air is Canis, flicks it on, and oh, she was offside, was Egbom. That's bad luck because he scored, provided that player in the offside position doesn't touch or interfere with play. And in that occasion, she did touch the ball, which made her offside. Here's the ball flicked forward for Highlands, but Shoemaker turning on the jet. She has to keep that 7 away from the ball. Wow, she's got deceptive speed, hasn't Nicole Shoemaker? And she went straight down into that slide tackle, kicked it out of bounds. That was a clever play with that dangerous player hanging around. As Fort Lewis trying to come away from the ball there, it's Streetle sliding on the ground, trying to get the ball away from Highlands, but here's a little flick on into the box. This is dangerous for Fort Lewis. Welcome there. As the shot came in, it was a very tough angle. And here it comes. It's a good 1-2, and it's landing right around the 4-yard line, but up first is Fort Lewis. Hitting that ball away might have been Riley or Welcome. Here comes the throw in now. The player not sure where to throw it. Throw it over everybody's head. Gets it up towards Niffen, who just takes one step and hooks it out. Only about 12, 14 yards, but that's all she could do under the circumstances. But safely got rid of it anyway. Barden with the throw in, and she's going to safely come down this eastern side of the field, headed out immediately by Highlands, and that'll be Barden coming up all the way up towards the halfway line now and throwing it in again. This is good safe play by Barden, just throwing it down that channel, not throwing it across the middle of the field, but quickly kicked forward by Highlands. Welcome's going to have to chase that. Riley going back to show for the ball. Oh, that's a good play by Riley and a beautiful pass by Welcome. That's the way to play soccer. You show for the ball, make it easy for your teammates. Canis flicking a ball over there towards Streetle, who could have run onto the ball and run into the goal from about 40 yards out, but the Highlands player just got there first. Wow, that was dangerous for Highlands, but that off the pass by Canis almost sent Streetle through from a long way out, but she would have been able to run into goal all alone, but the Highlands player just got there first. The ball's out of bounds right in front of the Fort Lewis bench. Not many subs today, as Fort Lewis starting the second half as they did the first half, with Barden back on the field, and Weiss is off now, and Thompson and Haycock off the field too. The forwards starting the second half as they did the first are Halenga and Canis. Here's Highlands in the centre circle, tries a pass across through the centre circle. That player traps it nicely. Benavides almost dispossesses her, but Highlands maintain possession and they go forward now. That player traps and falls down, but Highlands still have the ball guarded by Riley, who has to go around the player and does so nicely and then hooks it downfield, but it will just go out of bounds. A tough clearance for Riley there. Yes, gets the slap on the hand from Shoemaker, because Shoemaker saw what a good job Riley did there. Even though she kicked it out of bounds, she cleared the ball out of danger. 1-0 to Fort Lewis. We are coming up to the 13-minute mark of this second half of soccer. The first game of a double-header today. We'll be back on the air with you. We'll take a break between games if this doesn't go into overtime. And we'll be back on the air with you at 3:15 for the pre-game of the men's game. John Mahoney with you on KOUP 9:30 AM All support Stork. Just kick it out of bounds. Big throw in by Halenga, flicked into the box by Canis, but Highlands are there first and they're going to get there. Here's Riley. She's having the game of her life today with a left foot shot from a long way out. Terrific fullback line, I have to say, for Fort Lewis, and they've got the shutout going as we go come up to 14 minutes into this second half of soccer, with Fort Lewis holding this tenuous lead. It's only a goal. The goal by Halenga in the first half, and Benavides goes back to Shoemaker. She's running the wrong direction, but she's going to turn around and flick it up to Streedle. Streedle tries to go around her opponent, can't do it. Ricochets off, and I think there's going to be a handball there. The Streedle picked up the ball, threw it in immediately. She knew it was her throw-in, but the referee in the meantime has called a handball, and that'll be a free kick. And there's only one player who's going to take this over there, and that's Nicole Shoemaker. She's got the big boot, and she's about 12 yards ahead of the half line as she's going to knock one into the box. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Here comes the shot. Everyone gathering around the penalty shot. It's landing right around the 16. Halenga, it's over her head. It's back to Benavides, who has to be quick if she can touch this. She touches it to Streedle, who pokes it to herself, but just lets the ball get away. And that's knocked to Highlands, and now they're coming out of the box. Streedle wants it back, and she beautiful slide tackle. Shoemaker now is going to cross it. No, she gets there second. Boots the ball in this second half of women's soccer here in Fort Lewis, with the header by Egbo. It's a beautiful header too. That gives Halenga a chance. She's still a long way out. She flicks it over towards Barden, but Barden just can't get there. That substitution as the throw in up in the air goes Niffen. She's only one of the shorter players, but she gets the header knocked into the box for Fort Lewis by Barden, but nobody home for Fort Lewis, and the keeper for Highlands takes that on the first bounce. She boots a nice one forward, 50 yards, right onto the head of Benavides. That header goes straight up in the air, and Benavides tries to get it when it returns to earth, but can't do that. But Streedle gets it all. That was, she had to move quickly there, so no blame there, but I think the forwards were looking for a pass there, and Streedle just kicked it a long way, straight to the keeper for Highlands, who's got a terrific boot, I must say, and she kicked it 60 yards, and it ricochets out to Barden, who knocks it wide, but can't find Emma Canis as Canis chases her opponent. The opponent makes a bad pass there going forward, passes it straight out of bounds in front of the Highlands bench, and the coach is holding his arms wide as if to say, you can't pass it to me, I'm not on the field. Okay, here comes Highlands again, and Fort Lewis have plenty of defenders back, but that danger player, the number 7, is in the mix, but once again Shoemaker's going to get there first. Man, she's had the game of her life. 2-0. Trying to clear the ball are Fort Lewis, but banked across the box by Highlands. Wow, that's a bit of a mix-up by Russo as she drops the ball right at the feet of a Highlands player. But to her credit, Russo, the keeper for Fort Lewis, spun around and jumped on that. She made a little bobble, but the Highlands player could not get on that. Toe poke it into the goal just from about 4 yards away. Benavides on the ball now. Lovely pass to Canis, going backwards, and now back to Benavides, who tries to find Halenga, but intercepted. Benavides wasn't happy about that. Too many players there, all clogging up that attacking area for Fort Lewis. Couldn't thread that ball through to Halenga. The ball is out of bounds. It'll be Shoemaker with the throw in here, and there it is, long down that right hand side. It's over Halenga's head, out of bounds off the Highlands head, and that will be another throw in for Fort Lewis. The ball works its way into the box, but no danger there for Highlands because nobody home for Fort Lewis. And this is a very dogged encounter now. Fort Lewis have the lead, and they're just fighting to hold on to it, and sometimes the soccer isn't pretty here. All Fort Lewis is trying to do is hang on for dear life here as the Highlands are trying to come at them time and time again. But Highlands also have to be careful because Fort Lewis are dangerous. But Fort Lewis's system has broken down a little bit here in the second half. They're not passing with quite as much patience as they usually do. And there's another example as Egbaum goes forward. Oh, the wind does keep that ball in, and it's Streedle with the ball. Beautiful pass to Halenga, who touches it to Barden with the shot straight at the keeper. Bad luck